And we are back. The EOG Sports Hour. John Kelly with David Gleason and our featured guest tonight, Ellen Dinkinson. Ellen's recruited someone of fame to the program tonight. Her name is Gillian Jacobs. She's an actress who plays the role of Britta Perry on the NBC comedy series Community, a program which airs every Thursday night. Gillian, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Gillian.
Hi, Alan.
How you doing? Never thought this day would come, did you?
You finally got me on the show.
I know. I've been trying for years.
I think this is
well done.
Gillian, I think this is our first guest ever who's attended school at the Juilliard School, quite the institution.
Oh, thank you. I'm a proud alum.
And she rejected Harvard to go there, which is an
Oh,
astonishing.
Alan, you always tell people that.
You didn't tell me that. I couldn't say that.
This is the problem by being interviewed by a friend of yours. They know too much.
I'll keep it quiet. I won't tell him the other stuff.
Gillian, for those who have never seen an episode of Community,
Like John.
What's the show about?
The show is set at a community college, and it's about a group of people who are in a study group together, but we've done everything from, a stop-motion animated Christmas special to a paintball action movie and a 8-bit video game episode, and then episodes that are just about, a group of friends. So it's really a show that can do just about anything. We're closer to an animated show than other sitcoms on TV.
And in 2009, you became a regular on Community. How did that come about?
That was the first year, John. It wasn't like she became one. She started. Go ahead. Now you can explain it.
I got an audition to, audition for the character of Britta, and I went down like hundreds of other girls who were auditioning for the show and read the scenes, and thankfully they liked me and brought me back for the network and for the studio, and I got cast in the part. It was a pretty, normal process, but auditioning for a TV show is rigorous for actors, and it involves a lot of steps. You have to reach for a bunch of executives in a very small room, and it's very nerve-wracking, and your heart's beating out of your chest, and your knees are shaking, so I'm just glad it's over. That's the job. I don't have to do that again for a little bit.
That's much like the audition process that I went for this show. I went in and auditioned for John, and my heart was beating. And
all he had to do was pay $20 a time, and he comes on the show.
Basically.
Hey, how different are you than the character of Britta? Tell us a little about Britta Perry.
Well, Britta Perry is very well-intentioned, but always manages to get everything wrong, and they call her a buzzkill, and now she has an ambition to become a therapist. So for the last couple seasons, she's been working towards becoming a therapist, but she still makes a lot of mistakes, and is very earnest. And I'd say I make a lot of mistakes in life, but I think I have more of a sense of humor about myself. I don't know. What do you think, Alan?
You're very funny, but you're funny on the show, too, in a different way.
Thank you.
Gillian's one of my favorite people. She's so nice. And she's a PWG fan, but we won't talk about that because they hate it here when I talk about wrestling, the entire forum.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no, they don't.
Except for some of the people here. Now, our engineer is a big Community fan, which is very
great.
cool. And, he knows the show's coming back on Thursday. What time is it?
8 o'clock.
And that's the regular time. And
yes.
He had a question, and John will ask it, I guess.
Yeah, a change in with the executive producer, one in and the other out. Is that it? How did that affect the program?
Well, Dan Harmon, who created the show, is no longer with us, unfortunately. But, we retained a couple of the same writers that we'd had before, and, all the cast members are still the same. So we, just did our best to continue making great episodes of the show, and hopefully the fans will enjoy them as much as they enjoyed the first 3 seasons.
What's the schedule like, Gillian, for someone who has a weekly comedy series on NBC? How many hours a week do you work?
I work a lot of hours a week. When the show's shooting, I'd say the shortest day we ever have is 12 hours, but it's usually around 14, 16, 18-hour days, and as Alan can attest, I don't really get to see people too much. friends and family when I'm shooting. He came to visit and got bored instantly. So
it's a slow process, and it takes forever.
Slow. Yeah.
After watching you kiss somebody 8 times, I decided I don't want to see another 8.
Yeah, it's a very slow process making a TV show. But thankfully, I like the show and I respect the show, so that keeps us all going.
The people there were very, very nice to me, especially everybody. Everybody's nice.
How about your early influences, Gillian? Do you have actors or actresses who you model your career after?
Well, as a kid, I liked old movies. I really liked Katharine Hepburn a lot, and I don't know that I really modeled hers, but she's someone that I really admired and watched a lot of her films, and I read books about her. I don't know that I've modeled my career after anyone. You know, a lot of times as an actor starting out, you don't get a lot of choice.
Right.
You know, you sort of get to do the roles that are offered to you, so you feel just lucky to have a job. Maybe in the next phase of my career, I'll get to make a couple of decisions and pick and choose more, but early on, you sort of just, you know, you go where the jobs take you.
Did you have an interest to going into comedic acting, or were you more?
I was going to ask that question.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to stand.
Yes, I did. I've never really done comedy before. I really wanted to. You know, it's not a lot of fun to play the really kind of dark, depressing roles that I was playing before Community. So I was hoping and wishing that I would get to do comedy, but people sort of don't believe that you can do it until they've already seen you do it. So I was really lucky that Dan Harmon, you know, took a chance on me and hired me for this role.
Yeah, I'm kind of a film geek, and I think people, you know, the mainstream doesn't realize how hard it is to do comedy well, and I really admire people who can. So, you know, it seems like everyone's got this premonition that actresses and actors want to do drama, you know, do really deep, heavy things. But I found in my experience that's not always the case.
I think you want to do whatever you're not doing at the time. So when people are doing comedy, then they want to do drama, and the people who are doing drama just want to do comedy.
So your next gig, do you think you'll be a serious actress? Are you going to switch roles? Do you think you get typecast as a comic actress now, of all things?
I think I'm lucky in that I have some movies that I can show people to prove that I can do other things besides comedy. So I don't feel the need to prove myself necessarily, but, you know, I think every actress is looking for a part that's really exciting to them, and whether it's a comedy or drama, you're just sort of looking for that role that really, you know, leaps out at you.
You're listening to the EOG Sports Hour. John Kelly and David Gleason with Ellen Dinkinson, who's recruited Gillian Jacobs to the radio program tonight. Glad to have Gillian on the program. Ratings for Community, Gillian, and how about pressure involved with the ratings? Do you feel the pressure? Do the producers talk about the ratings? Is there constant talk about the ratings, or is it all about the art?
Well, we're on a television show. We're not doing, you know, avant-garde theater in a loft in Brooklyn. So yes, we're conscious of our ratings. Is there anything that we can do directly to impact them? I don't know. We try and promote the show and get the word out there as much as we can, but it's hard, you know, when you're a little show up against very, very, very successful shows on the same night. You know, it's hard sometimes when you're up against Big Bang Theory and American Idol to carve out a space for yourselves. But we have very passionate fans who are really devoted to the show, and, you know, they tell their friends, they force their friends and family to watch episodes. So, I would love for the ratings to be better, but you have to be a realist. And
your fans brought you back from the dead, right? There was a time,
totally,
which is very cool, because I think now TV people understand that there are more fans than those who actually put on the TV at 8 o'clock and watch it.
I agree, and you know, a lot of people, especially our fans, watch their favorite TV shows online, and also, you know, people watch it together. Kids in college tell us that they all sit around in their dorm and watch it, 15 people at a time, and it's hard to count each of those individual people into TV ratings. So I think if we were able to accurately count the number of people that watch our show, it's a lot higher than our ratings success.
Okay, once again, the season premiere is this Thursday on NBC. How many episodes will there be this season?
13. We did 13.
Any good guests?
Yeah, we got Malcolm McDowell for 2 episodes.
Wow.
Cool.
I know. Let's see, Fred Willard.
Who's a very good comedic actor. I think he's one of the most underrated comedic actors. His performance in Best of Show was just phenomenal.
Oh, my gosh. I know. I agree 100%. Of course, now that you asked me that, Alan, I can't remember anyone that was on the show.
Okay. You're going to have to join the EOG community and type in the guest on the show coming up, because I think we have a very geeky fan base, and that's the people who are attracted to your show. You got time for the Rich Eisen story, or do you want to go to sleep?
I got to go to bed, Alan.
Okay. I promised her I'd get her off. But now you're going to have to come back on and tell that story. Is that okay?
All right. That's fine.
It's a deal.
Okay.
PWG is March 22nd and 23rd. I'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Gillian.
Gillian Jacobs on the program. We'll step aside and take a quick time out.
There's no such thing as a sure thing, unless you're talking about Ion Gaming. Ion Gaming is a website dedicated to the hearts and minds of sports bettors everywhere. If you're looking for smart, sophisticated sports handicapping information and insight,
go to EOG.com.
If you're looking for the latest news on the ever-changing landscape of Nevada's race and sportsbook industry,
go to EOG.com.
If you're looking for the most recent developments involving the worldwide sports betting scene with an emphasis on the leading sportsbooks in San Jose, Costa Rica,
go to EOG.com.
And finally, if you're looking to join an online community of sports gamblers where registration is free and the information is priceless,
go to EOG.com.
You get the idea. Why gamble on other sports betting websites when Ion Gaming is a sure thing?
And I love a sure thing.